Alright, guys. We've got Scarlett at the bottom right side of the map and Nightmare in the top left. And Nightmare is already blocking her expansion. So she is going to move across and hatchery block him in reaction. Oh, she's hoping he moves up with the probe. And when he moves up, she's going to go in. Oh, he goes out. Yeah, she's like, screw it. We're going to pretend we're not taking the base. He goes to check for where her expansion is. She takes it on location, and she's going to hatchery block him. So 3 hatchery before pool. Cool way to start this series. For those who don't know, this is actually an older series, but I had it on my list. People had told me that Scarlett had one of the craziest runs through the sort of open stage of the ESL Dallas Masters. I know this was like a month and a half, 2 months ago, but I remember watching some of these games over her shoulder and going, what is going on in some of her games? I feel like she has... You know, Scarlett's not a big championship winning player in the last few years, right? She's a contender in the NA region. She could win there. But she hasn't been winning the biggest tournaments in the world. So for the people out there who are like, I only want Several Maru, no one else, all other bad players. In those players' minds, people are like, Scarlett's not as good anymore. She's not that interesting to watch. She loses too much. She doesn't just automatically win everything like she used to. And I say to you, guys, I don't care if Scarlett is not winning the biggest tournaments in the world. You know what I care about? Her games are entertaining. She plays a unique style. She has so much history. I'm always going to be a fanboy, number one. And number two, she just plays these weird adventures. We can go to Atlanta last year. I think that was the tournament where her and Pian had an absolutely just ridiculous series. And it's always in these like stages when there's like 10 other tournament games going on. It's like day 1 or day 2, somewhere in the middle of the open stage or the early knockout bracket. And a lot of people miss those games because there's so many different matches on so many different streams, and most people just never see them. And the people that find out of them are like, yeah, Scarlett had 10 crazy matches against all of these really good pros, and they're back and forth and madness happened. But they miss out. Most people don't see it. So I dig through, I find those replays, and I say, let us bring forth the glory of the Scarlett. She's going for a super fast third hatchery. She goes queen on the natural, delaying the queen in the main to squeeze in that third hatchery and link speed. Bit of an old school build order, but I like it. Really important to get the lava injects popping on the natural, because this is where you need all your drones to pop out to saturate these bases. On the other hand, Nightmare, one of the best players in Korea to be up and coming, I would say, in terms of a good pro for a long time, but recently he's a guy who's been beating Clem. Beating Beyond. He's the king of Storm. He took a series or two off Raynor when Raynor was in Korea recently. So Nightmare is actually punching up and showing that he's made of pretty stern stuff. His PvZ style is one that I guess I'm not really sure how to categorize it yet, because it feels like he can do a lot of different things. I still think he has some vicious timing attacks, some good pressure. His micro is great. And Scarlett, she has a unique style of ZVP, right? Because she vacillates between the cheesiest random all-ins you've ever seen in your life, where it's like Bly has just been reincarnated in her body. I'm going to say reincarnated, I mean, unretired? I don't know. It's not like Bly's officially retired, but, you know, he's a full-time game dev these days. He doesn't really get a chance to practice. Kind of weird to say that someone that's, you know, got a great career and still competing a little bit on the side is reincarnated. But, you know, she looks heavily inspired by him sometimes. Anyways, apologies for me coughing into the microphone there. Third base does go down. I think Nightmare is very safe at taking third bases. It's very hard to deny him from taking that third. He's super solid in this. Stalker gets the Overlord with the Oracle, of course, giving high ground vision on the pillar. And we're going to see Twilight and already a couple more gateways. Very safe opening that could be turned into an extremely aggressive blink push. Scarlett has an Evo chamber started just after 4 minutes, though. And she's going for basically a classic rule of one gas. If you're playing against an Oracle opening, going for like 6, 7, 8 queens, nothing but drones and zerglings off one gas, until you've got 3 bases full, it's a very good way to play. Queen's pushing them back. Another queen pushes them back. Good revelation. +1 melee has already started up. Glaives! Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my gosh, it's a very late glaive attack with a forge behind it. So I guess the forge is just for the blink follow-up afterwards, because +1 does nothing for your adepts. Oh! Cancel at the last second. Good cancel by Scarlett, but still great pickup for Nightmare. Things on the other side find that he's still completely defended on his third base. Scarlett just has to rebuild that fourth base. Frustrating to have that one canceled, but it's still a pretty quick fourth base compared to what some people go for, so I don't think her position's bad. It's kind of like a 50-50 build, guys. 50 drones into 50 Zerglings, but 50 Zerglings is a bit too much these days since Protoss players don't just headbutt with Stalkers anymore, so she is going to swap back into droning. Problem, she doesn't have a Roach Warren. She does not have a Roach Warren. Oh no, she's playing so greedy right now. As these Adepts warp in, She gets a decent surround on some of them here, but oh, what's she doing? She gets a few. She's gonna run. She now knows about the glaives, is about to finish. She instantly drops a Bailey Nest. That takes 37 seconds, 43 seconds, sorry, to build. She is not ready. She's building a spine. She's gonna have to pull every queen, everything to the front, make as many lings as she can. She's trying to play Ling Bane into Ling Bane Hydra, but she was skipping the Bailey Nest and the Rotron, which means these adepts are a problem. 12 adepts are absolute hunters of the Zerglings. Queens are pretty good at tanking against them. Lings are not, though. I like that she full walled, though. She full walls her base. The Ling's trying to fight there. She's going to run her drones and her Lings away. Oh, gosh. These adepts, she's even, her Lings are walled in, so they can't actually rally out of the base until she cancels the Evo chamber. She's got to cancel the Evo in the middle of the war. The Queen's trying to defend the drones from the Oracles. Oh my gosh, the Oracle's doing so much damage. One Oracle falls. That Oracle's trying to come back in for more, but it's out of energy. Only 5 drones have gone down. She kills her. She's got to kill her own Evo chamber. Guys, she cemented herself inside her base. Literally, she bricked up the door to her own house to try and stop the Ogre from getting in. The Ogre's running away now, potentially. He's going for that third base. She needs to defend her third. The Adepts are going to get surrounded at the third base. Lings get a good surround there. The Banelings. One good detonation, but the shade to the left. Nightmare trading excellently. And it feels like a disastrous position to be in for Scarlett. She's trying to make a Spire and more drones. She's trying to weather the storm, but Nightmare is all over her. He's going 8-gate blink on 61 probes behind it. He's getting ready to take a fourth base, and he still has not lost all of his Adepts. The units lost trading shows us a 700, 800 resource lost advantage, not to mention the fact that Scarlett was losing mining time. Her droning was interrupted. She wasn't injecting her main during that, or her natural, I should say. She's now stacking 15 injects on the macro hatchery and the main base, trying to catch up on these injects. Not a bad way to do it, stacking them on the fourth base as well. But that is a fourth base on the way for Nightmare, a Robo Bay building. This looks like a Stalker Colossus push he's going to go for. Now, Scarlett getting back in this game, yeah, there's long shots, and then there's this. I mean, right now, she needs to go full... What's Napoleon Dynamite's uncle called again? Because I think Scarlett, she needs to toss a pigskin a quarter mile. I mean, she needs to toss this comeback over the mountains over yonder. Like, she's got to do some friggin'... Yeah, she needs to go get some classes with Rex Kondo. Like, it's going to be tough. The Stalkers are in your face. You can't even afford to build the Mutalisks because you got Stalkers here. You need to defend the Stalkers first and foremost. They've already got +1 weapons as well. They're going to just be blinking back. Adepts could even warp in to help this. This is going to be really, really hard. Uncle Rico, that's it, yeah. Scarlett needs to pull a proper Uncle Rico in this game. But I'll tell you what, there's a whole lot of hungry llamas that need to be fed to bring this one back. I don't know why Napoleon Dynamite's on the line. Haven't watched that movie in years. But it's a bloody classic. Dude, the Lings are getting a kind of okay fight considering they're massively outnumbered. But despite that, Scarlett is dead. Nice game one for Nightmare. All right, she's down but not out, I believe. And I believe in the power of not just Scarlett, but the power of the 12 pool. Representing the Shopify Rebellion, Scarlett, she's going to go for a 12 pool. Heck yeah. I mean... Just no one does this. Unless she's going to hatchery block the wall off, no one does this anymore. Nightmare in the top right side of the map. This is a map. You can pretend you're taking your natural route. You send a drone out like 35 seconds, see your block, you go towards your third, and then you veer off to their base, right? And this could work on this map if you get the hatchery in the wall to stop them walling off. If they get the wall off up, it does not work, I don't think. I don't think you can do like a spine crawler rush on the front. I know I've seen Dark do that before. I don't think it's good. Yeah, she's doing it. She's doing it. All right, Scarlett's going to be cheesing Nightmare. She's going for some proxy out shenanigans. Heck, yeah. And the probe is going to go into the main base. Going to have a little bounce around there. We got the Overlord popping out. And are we going to see an extra lava pop out? Zerglings? Oh, she's only building one. Scarlett, I guess she wants to get the hatchery down, but she can't. She's getting blocked. Oh no, she's getting blocked. She can't get the hatchery down. Oh my god, Nightmare. Pull the probe down and shut her down. Oh, I think he knew about this rush. Oh, she can't even build the hatchery. This is so bad. She was even delaying Zerglings. Guys, it doesn't even achieve anything. He just walls off there. This is literally what I refer to as the, oh my god, I hope you panic and shit the bed hatchery. Scarlett is very aware of the fact that her position in this game can best be described as inferior. And worst as, oh my god, this is the worst rush ever. This is literally not doing anything. If you just build 2 Zealots and 2 Adepts, you literally are just fine. Wait, why is he moving out of his wall, guys? Just stay in the wall. You don't even need to kill the hatchery. I mean, you can attack from here, but you should be up here just in case she cancels and gets us around. Oh, Nightmare. Risky positioning for Nightmare. You should have the probe on the outside and the zealot on the inside, guys, because the probe can always mineral walk to safety. The zealot can't mineral walk. I don't think the drone was too late. I just think he knew that this was a risk, so he sent his probe down early to make sure he could block it. Nightmare's just a 300 IQ nerd who studied his opponent. And I told you guys, she can go from super macro to super cheesy one game to the next. You never know what you're going to get. She's not building another hatchery at home. She's dead. Like, what's she going to do? She's building drones. She's going to build spines in the wall off. I mean, he's building adepts. He probably needs to build stalkers soon. He can kill the hatchery, though. He can actually just kill the hatchery. As long as he just hold positions here, the hatchery will die. And then she won't have any creep. As long as he stops the queen from getting out, he wins this game. Because if the queen doesn't get out, the spine crawlers will literally bleed to the ground on the death. They'll bleed to death on the ground. All you need to do is click the hatchery. Nightmare. Don't panic. Nightmare. Kill the hatchery. You don't need to attack the spines. Just kill the hatchery and you win the game. Uh-oh. Okay, yeah, he's killing it. He's killing it. It's on 100. Okay, he's realized. He's realized. The zealots and the adepts are hanging out. The links come for the surround. She's just trying to distract him. She knows if that queen doesn't pop, she's dead. She is desperately trying to distract Nightmare, even though the Ling versus Adept Zealot fight is horrendous. No! Oh my god, all he needs to do is click it. Just click the hatchery. Click the hatchery. He lets the queen out. He just let the queen get out. Oh, Nightmare. Nightmare. Oh, no. You're not. Oh my god. Literally, if you don't get the queen out, these just die on their own. You don't even need to fight them. They'll kill a gateway or two and then nothing else. But now, she has position. She's on 10 drones. She's still dead, right? I mean, this is his only production. If she can kill... Did he just lose all of his zealots and adepts? Why? Why didn't he just pull back and heal? He's still fighting the spines. He's trying to make Wargate. He's lost one of his gateways. Oh my gosh, Nightmare's in huge trouble. He's only on 14 probes on minerals. He doesn't even have 16. She's only on 10. Her economy does not exist. What is this game? Scarlett goes for a ridiculous cheese. Nightmare anticipates it, completely blocks her opening move, and then just fails to kill the hatchery. And now these spine crawlers are a serious problem. That's her last production structure. She's got 2 stalkers with 400,000 battery healing. That battery energy is running low, though. Yes, the lings are dying. The stalkers have 6 kills and 4 kills, but they just don't do that much damage output. There's still 3 spines alive in the front. The lings need to keep the spines alive. The spines are doing amazing damage. They're killing so much. I think she might be able to just A-move the Zerglings. She's trying to not just waste the units, you know? She wants the spines to get more damage where they can. There's not that much healing. If she just keeps A-moving, she may be able to overwhelm this. I'm not sure if that's the right micro or not. That's what I would do here, because I'm a dum-dum. She's a smart one, though. I'm a dum-dum. She's a smart one. Ooh, Nightmare gets rid of the spine crawler. Scarlett, she's still doing the old micro back and forth. I think this is it. Yeah, just commit, just commit. The batteries are low, right? I mean, the lings just don't have a lot of surface area. She's got such a bad rally. She's building a hatchery and a drone. She's building a hatchery and a drone. Okay, she's going to kill the battery and run into the main. She's going to run into the main. He cancels that. The stalkers need to go back into the main and defend. There's a battery up there, so probes can defend. But look, she just clicks on the battery. The spines. Nightmare's still fighting the spines at the front. Oh no, Nightmare. Dude, he's so far out on workers for so long. She's so all in, but she's getting pretty sick damage right now. She's killing so many probes. Oh my gosh, she got 4 more probes. 4 more probes. It's 12 versus 15, but she has a hatchery. Guess what? He can't even build a Nexus. I'm pretty sure it's blocked by shield batteries right now. I don't even think you could place a Nexus there. The stalkers will clean up the spine crawler. Finally. By the way, she spread some creep backwards, which is kind of fantastic. If those stalkers... Yeah, I don't think she wants to place the creep tumor because she wants to be able to, like... If she sees... I think she can spread it now. I think she could spread this down here and get away with it. She's got gas mining. She's on 18 worker 2 base. He's on 17 worker 1 base with 1 gateway. Warp gate being rebuilt. He has a robo to clear up the creep. So he has 2 gates, actually. Sorry, he did build a gateway in the main. Wow. Oh, you have to kill the hatchery with the spine crawler. The spine crawler rush is never really good. But especially in that scenario. 10 kills and 16 kills across those stalkers, by the way. I think he has to counter pressure. I mean, she doesn't have link speed, so she's got to start link speed now. You see she's at 100. She's going to start link speed. He can move across and maybe kill a unit or 2. It's just so risky, right? He needs to save 50 energy for recall, so if he gets surrounded, that he can use it. But I think he doesn't want to move out because he's worried lings will run in. And actually, good placement, guys. He didn't block the Nexus. I figured in the panic, you'd 100% block the Nexus, right? By just throwing stuff down, but Nightmare was like, no. I need to make sure I do not block this Nexus. Sick games right now. Roachhorn coming in right here. Very nice. Roachhorn, always a fun structure coming out. And the Observer, let's go. Seeing everything. You see the Roachhorn, you see the 2 bases. It's the drone count that worries you. Because your natural's halfway done. You're only on 21 workers, not even one base full mining. And as you can see, no second gas mining. Now we're putting on second gas is Nightmare, but Chronoing Probe's trying to recover. The lack of a third base gives you hope. But right now, that income lead is astronomical. Scarlett, she's going to make Ravages and Lings, I think. Lots of Ravages and Lings. Oof. It's a future-proof Nexus, guys. Indeed. Depth's coming in with the Observer. Picks off one creep tumor. Shades in. Link speed's done. That's one drones. Make it two. Scarlett taking damage. She's got roaches out. 3 drones going down is real costly, man. But she's way ahead. And to be fair, does Ravager Ling make sense right now, guys? I think running forward with it to stop him taking a third, it's okay. But I really think what she needs more than anything is to take a third base. And she agrees. Yeah, I think this is like a safety army, right? It's a, well, I know you have like an Immortal out and some stuff. I kind of need to make units to be safe, so fair call. Third hatchery now goes down. Nightmare up to just 9 probes on his expansion. Games like this, you need to get a quick third because the main base is going to mine out. We're already about to lose this mineral patch. This one as well in the next minute. Whew. What in the heck, man? You guys remind me to rewind to the start. I want to watch the probe blocking... The first probe blocking the drone was really important for Nightmare this game, but unfortunately, he finds himself behind now. She's got a lair. She's going to take a third gas. Fourth gas goes down as well. Hello? Hello? Dude, I'm so happy I chose to cast this game. I realize now why this was on my list this whole time. Sometimes after these big tournaments, we have like 50 different series on my list to cast, and some of them just don't end up getting cast, right? Because there's just so much good stuff going on, and I'm like, damn. And then I come back to it later, I'm like, is this going to be garbage? Sometimes it's not that exciting a series. Other times you watch it, and even months down the track, you're like, this is amazing. Why didn't I cast this earlier? Damn it. So hard to keep track in these big tournaments. You got like 100 top players all in one location playing so many hundreds of games. Nice Immortal drop her ass. But she's got the third base up. 54 drones for Scarlett. Roach speed in +1. Third Nexus is building for Nightmare. He's trying to make Blink. I always feel like in these sort of games, in my own play, I'd never make Blink. I'm just like, I get it's a general purpose, but for me, I'm like, nah. I'm making double Robo Disruptor Colossus, guys. Did he just leave an Immortal behind? Guys, did he just leave an Immortal behind? What? Did he literally just not know where it was? Because he was microing. He was looking at it while microing this other Immortal, and he's just like, hey, where'd the other one go? It was down there. What are you doing? Oh, the nerves of playing at LAN, man. That's it. You travel over to Dallas, other side of the world, you know? Get a bit more nervous than playing in the online cups where Nightmare really performs so bloody well. He's up a game, so even if he loses this map, it's not the end of the world, but I feel like when you're behind like this, you need to not be making silly, dumb mistakes, you know? Oh. Immortal getting a bit of damage on the Ravagers. Baneley Nest coming in. She's going to play a Ravager Ling Bane attack. 64 drones. She's got good creep out there. He keeps denying it. She keeps replacing it. And he's only on 49 workers. Stalker Sentry. He's going to try and force field defend this. I see. Yeah, I would be going like 2 Disruptors into Archon Colossus if I was Nightmare. And I would just be like crossing my fingers that she doesn't play Muters. Because, like, I would have no confidence in defending this without some sort of crazy splash damage, basically. I'd be like, I need to gamble really hard. Like, this is the difference between pro players and idiots like me, is I'm almost always gambling when I'm behind, like, crazy gambling. They'll gamble a little bit, but they'll still do some standard things and trust their skill to get them through it. To be fair, he probably should be gambling more. I stand by it. He probably should be gambling more right now. I like the Disruptors are building. But you're going to need some big balls to land. Maybe Scarlett will get a bit sloppy on her spreads. Let you land some big hits. Phoenix does see these guys rocking up, which is nice. Ling's getting ready, positioned. Scarlett's got +1 melee on the way. Baneling speed is almost done. She's already got +1 range on a mostly Roach Ravager army. So notice how she's just adding Ling Bane now. That makes a lot of sense. Stalker's roaming pretty far forward. This is kind of dangerous because if you get surrounded by mass Ling, you're not going to make it home. Colossus would be great because it's consistent damage against things like Lings. And that's what really is lacking for Nightmare. Stalker, Sentry, Immortal, you just don't have anything to kill the Zerglings. So even if you delay with force fields a few times, get a bunch of extra hits off. I don't know if you ever kill all these Lings and Banes that are going to be crashing, and she's about to make like 30 Banes. Except she has no gas. So it's actually not that many Banes. It's mostly just Ravager Ling. Oh man, a Colossus would be so good. A few Archons would be so good. Banelings on the right. Nice force fields. Nice force fields. Oh, the Banelings take a few hits on those sentries, which is good. Stalkers have to dodge back. Oh, Biles do kind of land, though. The sentries all die. And oh me, oh my. Biles on the battery. This is, yeah, wow. Wow. That's, wow. The Disruptors rally out. Oh, the Disruptors. Wait. Did she block the Disruptors with a Changeling? Why were there so many Disruptors in the base? What? Did she block them with a Changeling? Oh, what's the bet? I know Scarlett. I know. What is the bet? Those were blocked up. We have to check. We have to check that. GG. He GG's out. Sorry. Why were those Disruptors blocked? No, he was just his own Zealot on hold position. He blocked himself. Oh, no. Oh, no. He blocked the Disruptors. So this is look at the minimap. Her army's coming in. And the Disruptors are just there. Oh, no. Oh. They're just chilling. Oh, that's not good. GG. Nice game for Scott. Let's check the start. I said I was going to check the start. Sorry, I don't know what I just pressed there. So check this out. All Nightmare sees is her drone move out as if she's going to take a third, and then she changes direction. So he has no idea what she's doing, and he already sends a second probe down, I believe. So he comes into the main. Oh, it's here. He goes up here, and when he sees no third base, he goes, oh, I know what you're doing, and immediately sends a probe down. And he's like, don't let you block me with a hatchery. So he was thinking she was going to hatchery block him here. But then he realizes, wait a second, I got to stop her doing that hatchery wall cheese. So he gets down here, and he's also seen 12 pull at this point. So he's like, okay, I need a second gate Cybercore. And to make sure, and then once the second probe's here, he actually blocks her for a while as well. But man, how tragic is it that he didn't kill the hatchery? If he kills the hatchery, it's so easy for him. If that queen doesn't get out, it's so easy. But like, he leaves it. It's just sitting there. It's like, just click on it. 80 hit points for so long. 50 hit points. 30, 24 hit points. It's like, just kill it. And then he does kill it and pull back, which is good. But then he also shades his Adepts out, and they just get surrounded, which I didn't catch before. Sorry, guys. Bad move for Nightmare, shading the Adepts out. Trying to counterattack. And he built a pylon there as well, was it? Oh, no, the probe. Yeah, and then his Zealots die here to the spines. Oh, man. I can't believe Scarlett won that game. All right, guys. After casting that game, I'm realizing why I'd initially put this one on my list. It's specifically because I was watching the very end of this series. I can't even remember what happened. Actually, no, it wasn't the end of the series. It was literally, I watched just that second game. I was behind Scarlett, and she turned around. I was talking to some other Zerg player, and she just, like, laughed her ass off, and she was just like, like, oh, I should not have won that game. She kind of had, like, that response, like, I can't believe. Like, she's like, I was so dead. So I think that's why I had initially put it on my list, even when I was at the event live, because I was on break while she was playing it, and I went out to watch some players play some games, and I thought her response was just really funny. So I was like, oh, I guess I got to see what happens. Guys, what is this build? She's done Overlord, 50, Extractor Trick into 15 Overlord into Hatchery. Oh, hello. So she's kind of just doing a hatch gas pool, but she realized she could squeeze out the Overlord first, do a 15 Overlord into Hatchery. Whereas normally, you'd be going 13 Overlord, drone up to 16, then build the Hatchery, but she knew if she did that, she wouldn't get the Hatchery down before the probe arrived. So perfect adjustment on the build order for Scarlett. Clever adjustment. But I think Nightmare is going to tighten things up. I don't think we're going to have Immortals AFK'd. I don't think we're going to have him not clicking on hatcheries. You know, Disruptors getting blocked by a Zealot in the wall. I mean, those sort of mistakes. And I just want to remind you guys, like, how bad is Nightmare, right? He must be trash. There's always one guy in the comments when they see pros make mistakes, even when it's Maru or Serral making an uncharacteristic error, and they're just like, ha, bad. I think you guys need to realize you don't play many games, even as a top pro, where your opponent builds spine crawlers outside your natural, and then you kind of make a blunder, and then the game's just in this weird position where you have 8 shield batteries walling off your natural. And the whole game is so hard to judge. It's so unique and it's a mess. And you're not 100% sure what to do. So you're trying to use all of your game knowledge and intuition to like come up with a plan that's not really bad. And you haven't really practiced that plan. So these are the situations where everybody plays worse, even top pros. And it's so funny because we really learn that people don't understand this, or maybe they just don't play much and they only watch. Because there's always, no, actually I think it's players who play, because there's always guys, whenever I'm casting like cheesy low-level games or even mid-level games, I'll often be casting like a cheesy Diamond 2 versus Diamond 2 game, and there'll always be guys in like the Twitch chat or the YouTube comments who are like, these guys, what is this? Platinum? No, Platinum, it would actually be too nice. They'd be like, what is this, Silver League? These guys suck. I'm so much better than these guys. Oh, I would never do that mistake, and I'm only in Gold League or something like that. And I'm like, you don't actually realize, number one, how bad your play is. Number two, you don't realize that when you get cheesed, you play worse than normal. People are always like, oh, I look at like my perfect macro against AI and I compare it to a person who's literally getting cannon rushed, and I wonder why they don't hit their injects as well as me, dealing with no pressure while they're dealing with like a cannon rush or like, you know, a proxy gate in their base or something. I'm like, what? I mean, guys, context matters. Never look at any one thing in isolation in StarCraft. It is a game about a vast number of things you can focus on, and there will always be priorities, right? I always give the example of Life. I remember people said Life was such a prodigy, no one could match his speed, his skill, he was so good at everything. And I was like, well, not everything. And people were like, what are you talking about? I'm like, he didn't really spread creep very well. They're like, what? I'm like, go look at his old... He didn't spread creep very regularly. The man was so good at Ling run bys, harassing, attacking, doing all these things. He just didn't focus on it. Same thing, you'll see like Dark swap into aggressive mode and just not spread a creep tumor for like 5 minutes in late game against Maru, whereas creep just sits at like 30% of the way across the map or 40%. And you're like, yeah, he's focusing on Nidus worming and running Ling Bane in and fighting. Like he's not trying to focus on everything. He's one of the best Zergs in the world. He's the reigning GSL champion. So thank you, chat. Yes, 1-1 is the score. It's just kind of a funny thing where I always have to point that out because I'm like, man, you guys, if you're this critical to other people, how critical are you on your own games? And then I realized, like, well, actually, the difference is you're probably not. For me, it's the opposite. For me, it's like, I have to remind myself to not be so harsh on my own games and to, like, treat it as if I was casting someone else's game and be kind of, like, vaguely respectful. I'm like, hey, man, like, it's a hard game. Your opponent's playing really well. Like, give yourself some benefit of the doubt here, man. Because otherwise I'll be like, idiot. I'm like smacking myself in the head going, why are you so stupid? Why are you so bad? You know, like, and I'm like, oh God, I gotta chill out, man. I wouldn't say this to someone else. I shouldn't say it to myself either. That's, oh, geez, calm down. 3 DTs coming in, guys. This is a pretty quick DT rush. She already killed 3 drones with the earlier stuff. She does have spores up, but no lair just yet. It's on the way. 30% complete. I think 5 queens and a spore should be okay against this. DTs do a lot of damage, of course. Just for a creep trimmer to start. Nightmare's going to play it chill. Third Nexus starts at a pretty good timing. Pre 5 minutes. Shield battery goes up there as well. DT's picking off anything they can. Scarlett's got to chill. No observer out here. You can't clear creep that effectively. I would have tried to go a bit deeper if I was Nightmare, but I think that's why I lose my Warp Prism when I do this build. I fly in to save the DTs, and the 6 queens stutter step forward and 3-shot the Prism, and I'm like, that's why you don't go in so deep and you just try to deny a creep. If you see that they're aware of what you're doing, like she clearly is, you just kind of take it easy, chill a little bit. Baneling Nest is on the way. That's interesting. We're going to see a Hydra play, guys. So Overseer's coming in. Oh, actually, no, sorry. She already has the Roach Horn. Never mind. Roach Speed coming in. Ooh, the Queen on 1 hit point run. Ah, she goes down. Man, the Queen death animations are one of the funniest things. Is that like, what is that? Was that a lava? Was that like one of her legs or something? I don't know. Part of her just descended. Forge on the way behind this. We've got a Robo Forge going up to like 6 or 7 gateways now. The Nexus is mining. I mean, Nightmare's quite far behind in Workers is the problem. That being said, you've already got Dark Templar that can turn into Archons. You're clearing creep really well. If you can deny her vision, that's going to be really effective. She has a creep tumor hidden up there. He hasn't seen that. That's a problem. Because that means that's the spreading tumor. That's the self-replicating doo-doo. You see, she uses the Changeling there to spot for it. Some people say it was the Queen's head that was floating. Someone else said uterus. I'm going to go with the 2 people that said it was the Queen's head. Oh, she almost gets the Observer, but not quite. She does get a DT, though. A DT. Dark Templar goes down. Baneling Speed and Roach Speed's on the way. No Evo Chamber? Guys, we're looking at a no Evo Chamber. 68 drone Zerg. I think Scarlett might be thinking of hitting a timing. She's a little supply blocked right now. The lack of an Evo chamber would disturb me greatly if she drones up now. Her overlords are about to pop. Let's see what that production tab shows for us, guys. What's she gonna build? Roaches! Wait, what? She's just going mass Roach Ravage. She's doing a Roach Ravager all in. She'll add some Banelings versus Zealots potentially, but Blink is now out. She's just making a giant army. She had a worker advantage for a long time, so she's got a big army advantage. Nightmare has to be careful. Nightmare's Robo is coming in. Second Robo, actually. Wow, 2 Robos. Interesting. I think he maybe forgot that he already built one. He forgot he built one. Sometimes I speak like a proper caveman when I've been casting for a few hours. It's like my brain devolves. DT's coming in, still not finding any big damage. Oh my gosh. This is a huge gamble from Scarlett. Does it pay off? Oh, she's not going to click him in? No, she is. She is 100% going to click him in. She's 100% going to click him in. Oh, God. Oh, this is such a gamble. Oh, my gosh. Nightmare's watching. He's going to recall as well. And that's a pretty good evacuation. He just mineral walks to the natural. It should be completely fine. Perfect hold there. Mass Roach Ravager comes in. Can he defend this, though? No batteries left. With no shield batteries, the Roach Ravager is kind of scary. She runs into the natural. She's running into the natural. This is a huge problem. Oh, if he just had a force field or something there, that could be big. Stalkers will blink after it, but already 5 probes have gone down. The Roach is running in. Her army in the middle, picking off any random Stalkers that do actually make the mistake of going out there. Roach is getting big worker damage. This is huge right now for Scarlett. She biles the Prism. But she doesn't have an Overseer. Yes, she does. The Prism goes down. Now the Dark Templar go down. The Roaches in the main are still there. Did he not split his army? He didn't split his Stalkers correctly, guys. He still hasn't cleaned up the main base. He's still out front trying to fight the Roach Ravager. Nightmare trying to fight on 2 fronts. This front is way more important, though. 16 workers go down. Scarlett, it's been a hot mess of a series for her. The second game looked like it was going to start terribly and go for a 0-2, but she is somehow here in the open stage, getting through bracket D and surviving. If she can overwhelm him, this will be fantastic. The Stalkers are in a bad spot. Third base in the open. Banelings finding the probes. So many have gone down already. Roach Ravager here holding the choke point. Very hard to move out. You move into the biles. You do eat the biles. And you can see that's going very well for Scarlett. Disruptors are here, though. A couple of disruptors for Nightmare going to try and punish her. The bile spread is good, but the actual dodge from Nightmare was fantastic. Another ball comes out here. Oh, another couple of Ravagers and Roaches go down. And this here is getting very tense right now. Scarlett's got a good army. She's got a good army size, and she's killed the third. So you need to clear this army so efficiently to get back in this game, and that, of course, is not going to happen. Her army is looking great. She finally builds an Evo and an Infestation Pit. She was pretty committed, guys. She didn't have any upgrades on the way. This is one of the best ways to play ZVP, is just cut corners on upgrades and long-term investment to have more stuff in the short term. And if you can collapse those numbers on top of the Protoss, that's huge. Because if you break Protoss before they get all the pieces together, Protoss can be kind of weak. Once Protoss gets all those pieces, they massively grow in strength. There is an exponential growth with every Immortal, every High Templar with Storm, every Disruptor, every Archon that comes out. Nightmare trying to survive with Blink Stalkers, but just not quite able to hang on. And Scarlett, she's going to pull back, make a hive, make a few more drones. She's got +1 range on the way as she prepares for the Lurker transition, but she's got this one in the bag. And it's cool to see Scarlett just kind of go, I'm dead. I'm out of this tournament. Wait, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. The second Evo chamber coming down as well. Stalkers heading forward. Hello. Gets himself a double Overlord snipe. Really well done. Yeah. Who needs upgrades? Upgrades are for tryhards, ladies and gentlemen. Just have more stuff. That's the secret with killing Protoss. More stuff beats less stuff. And it's all about hitting the correct timing. Always said the secret to PvZ is to be aggressive, hit timings, and do not give the Protoss too much room to breathe. If you let the Protoss just sit there, a lot of the games you lose in ZVP, it's you let the Protoss build up. There was a point like 30 seconds or a minute before you attacked where they had like an Immortal, a Sentry, and 6 Stalkers. And you had like 46 Roaches, and you're like, no, I need to wait for +1 to finish or something. You wait like a minute, and you go in, and there's 4 Immortals, and he's got like 6 Psystorms and batteries as well, and you're like, oh, this is unkillable by Roaches, right? And you look at the replay, like, if I went in 30 seconds earlier, man, it's a completely different game, you know? That's one of those things you learn, is just go kill them. Be decisive, hit timing attacks. You can transition behind it. You can go for the double Evo, the Hive, the 5th base behind the attack. But you got to go mess the Protoss build up. There's a lot of people out there on the ladder. They always complain about Protoss, and without fail, they basically sit in their corner of the map and do nothing during the periods when they're strong. And then when the Protoss army gets better, the Zerg or the Terran just kind of walks into the worst possible fights, runs into choke points, throws their army away. This is my experience in my own games. It's my experience that I've then coached to thousands of players. And every time they come to me, there's patterns. There's patterns that get repeated. Oh my gosh! I'm not the best spready, but if you find your opponent's disruptors hanging out in the open like that, of course you're going to run for it. Decent spreadies there for Skull. The disruptors are all going down, guys. Stalkers on the right side as well are just going to try and fight back, but there's so many Roach Bane on top. She's got the numbers. Nightmare does not want to go out of this tournament, but it's an unfortunate performance for him. And that's where, when those games get sweaty, those games get cheesy. These big LAN tournaments where everything's on the line, you really get to see who's clutch under pressure. Scarlett, she's over a decade of competing at the top of this game. She finds a way to bring it back.